But of course, Joey was planning on going to college, but of course
Yo,
his
there's an
YouTube
owl.
career.
Paw, you see it?
Are you afraid? No shit, Joey.
Dude, it's vibing. Look at it.
Yeah, boy.
Alrighty boys, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing? Guys, today I'm going to be showing you all how to get the Outbreak perfected exotic pulse rifle within Destiny 2. Now, similarly to my Whisper of the Worm exotic guide, this video is not only pointed towards people who don't already have this weapon, but it's mainly for my free-to-play players out there, as you do not need any DLC nor seasonal content to get your hands on this pulse rifle. So what exactly is the Outbreak perfected all about? Well, this weapon is pretty much all about these things called nanites. Taking a look at the intrinsic trait, the corruption spreads, this weapon creates SIVA nanite swarms on rapid hits and precision kills. It also comes with a perk that allows you to deal even more damage depending on the number of nanites that are attached to an enemy. So by getting rapid hits on an enemy or getting a precision headshot kill, you will then spawn these things called nanites, which will then go to other enemies, damaging them and sticking onto them. Taking a look at this gameplay right here, you can see this in action as I go from around 600 damage per shot to 1800 damage per shot because of all the nanites that are sticking to this ogre right here, and then of course you will see them spread all over the place once the ogre is dead. Now, how exactly do you get your hands on this weapon? If you're a newer player, you're gonna have to start this off by doing a quest called Enemy of My Enemy. Now, this is gonna be a few different steps. It's gonna be a few different quests that you're gonna have to do under this name, and you'll know that you've completed it whenever the final mission that you end up doing leads you against a knight and a captain in this room, and once you kill them and then grab what you need to grab, go back to Sloan on Titan and you will have this done. This will then unlock a room into this area that I'm showing you right now that will allow you to pick up a fallen transponder, which will then start the quest. Now, once you have gotten the fallen transponder, you will then have to find 6 data modules that are scattered on Earth as well as Nessus, 4 of which in the EDZ, 2 of which in Nessus, and all of them in Lost Sectors. Go ahead and go on over to the EDZ and fast travel to the Transponder, as we will first be making a stop at the Atrium Lost Sector. You will find the first module in a side room to the left all the way in the back. Once picking up this module, go on over to the Widow's Walk, which is also in the Trossland, and you will then find this module on the second story next to the chest at the end of the Lost Sector. Once you have grabbed that one, head on over to the outskirts to an area called the Drain, and inside the Drain you will find these crates that are covered with this purple cloth, and next to those crates you will find your next module. After getting this module, head on over to the Whispered Falls, which is as well in the outskirts, and you will find the next module inside of this green looking area in between these rocks right on the floor. After grabbing these 4 modules, head on over to the Exodus Black area on Nessus, as you will then go to the Rift Lost Sector. Inside of this Lost Sector, you will find the next module inside of this container that is looking like it's about to fall off the edge. And then once collecting that module, you will find the last one in the Carrion Pit in the Glade of Echoes, and it will be more so towards the end chest in the Lost Sector around this corner, as you can see here. Now, once you have collected all of these modules, go ahead and take yourself on over to the farm, which you can find on the EDZ. You will then go down the cellar area all the way to the end, and to the left, you will talk to a fallen captain, which will then put you into the secret mission 0 Hour. After you complete this mission, you get Outbreak perfected, so let's go ahead and do a walkthrough on how to get this mission done. Okay, so just like the Whisper of the Worm mission, the Outbreak Perfected 0 hour mission can be quite difficult, and for your average player, you want to make sure that you have at least a fire team of 3 people before attempting this mission. If you are looking for people to play with, you're definitely more than free to use the Discord, link in the description, as we do have not only a Looking for Group channel, but also a Destiny clan channel, which has 3 different clans that is open to anybody that would like to join them and are looking for people to play with. Now, the 0 hour mission for Outbreak Perfected not only has jumping puzzles just like Whisper of the Worm, but it has quite a bit of combat featured within it. And throughout the combat, you are going to notice that there is going to be quite a bit of elemental variety with your enemies. You're going to find yourself using a lot of Arc, a lot of Solar, and a lot of Void. A huge tip that I can give you guys for running this mission is to make sure that every single one of you guys in the fire team has at least one energy weapon that is of a different element. I always suggest going with an energy primary, something like an SMG, auto rifle, pulse rifle, scout rifle, and just make sure that one person has Arc, one person has Solar, and one person has Void. In this gameplay, you can see me using the 7th Seraph SMG, which is of course Arc. Now, for the first few encounters, you are just going to be running through enemies and gunning them down. It is a pretty simple thing. One thing you are going to have to make sure that you do though is kill every single enemy in every single area. If you do want to progress throughout this mission, you cannot leave any of the enemies alive, or else you will get locked behind a purple barrier, which is going to tell you, hey, you need to go back and clean up some of the enemies back there. Now, the first few encounters for this mission are pretty self-explanatory. You're basically going to be running and gunning through this mission, making sure that no enemies are left alive. However, this is going to change once you end up dropping down an elevator shaft, to which this is basically marking the jumping puzzle portion of this mission, and I'll be walking it through with you right now. Once going down the elevator shaft, you are then going to go through this vent, and after going through this vent, take a left. You will see a passage under the ship, and take that passage, to which you will then go through more vents. Once going through this vent, make sure that you take a left and shoot yourself into another vent, to which you will then take a right and drop straight down into the next, well, vent. Vents are going to be used quite a bit in this mission, so go ahead and get used to it. Once going through this vent, you will then be met with this huge yellow platform that is hanging off to the side. Once you jump onto this platform, jump towards this wall and hug it as close as you can, and then glide your way down to this platform at the bottom. There's a switch down here for you to be able to activate to make it easier for your teammates to do the exact same thing. Once doing that, go ahead and walk up these stairs and then jump up to the next set of platforms and into yet another vent. Once inside of this vent and through it, go ahead and drop all the way down, to which you will be met with another platforming section, to where you will just be jumping on these next few platforms, ending in yourself jumping into yet another vent. After going through the 3000th vent this mission, you will then be met with this huge red room featuring fans of death. Just make sure that you jump into these little red pockets to stay safe, and you will make your way all the way down, no problem, to which you will then shoot open another vent and continue going throughout the mission. You would then be met with this huge room to where you jump from right to left all the way to the end, and yet will be another switch for you to activate to then extend these platforms to make it easier for your teammates. Now, once you're done with that, you are going to be going through a few more vents, yet again, and then you will drop down into this room that is going to show you a map. Now, what this map is it's basically a maze with 4 switches, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You are then going to drop down into this area and have to activate these switches to open the exit at the end all the way at the middle. Now, inside of this maze is going to be a killer death robot that wants to absolutely murder you. There's a few different cubby holes for you to be able to hide inside of to make sure that you do not get killed by this robot, but just flip these switches and make your way to the end, and then you can continue on with the mission. After you have made it through the maze, you are then going to be jumping from one wall to the other inside of this room to make your way all the way to the top onto this bridge right here. Once on this bridge, you will then shoot open a vent and then slide down this little chute. Make sure you jump at the last second or your legs will become one with the ground. You will then go into this room, take a right into yet another vent. Dropping down from this vent, you will make your way to the vault, to which case you walk up to this little symbol right here on the wall, which will then open up a secret door leading to the area to which you fight the boss. I know we're almost there, you won't have to deal with vents very much longer. Go all the way to the end of this room and then take a right and you will drop down this little hole, to which you will then find yourself going into one more vent, and then you will find yourself at the boss fight. Once in the boss room, you are then going to be met with the boss in the top center of the room, surrounded by a ton of minions for you to take out. For you to be able to complete this encounter specifically, you are going to have to make sure that everything in the room is dead, including the boss. So what I suggest is basically take out the enemies on the left and right sides, starting with the turrets, and then start dealing damage to the boss. You'll notice the more damage that you do to the boss, the more that he's going to teleport around the room. You will be dealing with the likes of huge servitors as well as shanks, as well as fallen walkers in this encounter. Make sure that you coordinate yourself with your team to make sure that you can get rid of these minions as soon as possible, as they definitely are more of a threat to you than the actual boss is. Once you have cycled the boss around the room, killed all the servitors, killed the fallen walkers that end up spawning, you will then pretty much be fair game for dealing damage to the boss, and to which, after you kill the boss, you will then get the Outbreak perfected. Now that you have the Outbreak perfected, that means you're gonna need the catalyst for it, because, well, who wants an exotic weapon without a catalyst? Let's go ahead and make this weapon even more powerful by running the heroic version of this mission. Now, unlike Whisper of the Worm, the heroic mission of 0 Hour can be, well, quite different. Remember how I said everything changes when you drop down that elevator shaft and then go to the left by the ship? Well, you're gonna be at that exact same spot, but instead take a right and go towards this vent that you see right here. Once you have dropped down into this area, make sure to go all the way to the back, shoot open this vent, and then you'll be met with going either left or right. One person will go left, 2 people will go right. The person on the left will then drop down to this area with these 2 bridges, and then go to this corner to then flip a switch. This will then activate something inside the room with the 2 people in there to allow them to jump their way out into the next area. You will see this lid that is opened by the number 3 on the wall, and that's what I'm talking about. Jump on top of that lid and jump your way outside of this room. After you have jumped your way out of that room, you are then going to go through yet another vent and find your way in a gigantic room of jumping left to right to make it all the way to the end, to which there will be a vent leading outward all the way on the left side, which then leads us to probably the most annoying part of the heroic mission. This next part right here is going to find you and your fire team jumping outside the wall of the city. Just do exactly as I do here and try to take your time and make sure that you don't die too often. However, if you do need to restart the mission, absolutely no worries at all, as me and my fire team had quite a bit of trouble doing this for the first time. Do watch out, as certain areas on this wall will drop and will close, so just be a bit patient and try not to raid. Towards the end of the wall right here, you will find yourself doing a blind jump around the corner, to which you will be able to safely land. Just try to give yourself enough time to know where you're going, and you'll find this orange pipe right here, to which you will then continue on this side, jumping on these plates that then open and close, and find your way going up into this vent at the top. Once inside this room, go ahead and take a right, then take a left into the chute. Go to the left side of the chute and then the right side as you're falling, and then make sure to jump at the last second so that you don't take fall damage, then jump on into the next vent. Once inside of here, just jump onto the left pipe and then jump onto the right pipe, and then you are through. Now, that's pretty much it for the heroic version of this mission. Everything else is pretty much the exact same going all the way through. Once you are at this fan part, it is the exact same as it was from the previous version of this mission. However, there is one minor change that is going to slip you up if you don't know what's going on. remember the vault room of this mission that had that secret door that you would walk through? Well, after walking through that secret door, you will then find yourself in this little incinerator area, where it's gonna have these white tile floors. Now, I'm gonna show an image on the screen right here, which is basically gonna show you the path that you have to take to make it through this alive. This is gonna be based on the weekly Singe that is on this mission. So whenever you are loading up this mission and it says arc Singe, make sure to take the arc path. Or if it's a solar Singe, take the solar path. If it's a void Singe, take the void path. Once you have done this, there is literally no more differences between this and the normal mission, and you can do everything else as normal. Once you have killed the boss, you will then get the Outbreak Perfected Catalyst, to which you will need to complete this mission, I believe 4 to 5 more times to completely charge it, as well as get precision kills. So make sure to come back to this mission once a week around 4 to 5 times, and then your catalyst will be fully charged and allow you to deal even more damage with your Outbreak Perfected because, well, the catalyst is a direct upgrade. Now, there also is a secret hidden puzzle part of this mission that I'm not going to be covering in today's video, as honestly, it's extremely complicated and deserves a video on its own. However, I hope that this video was able to help you guys out on the Outbreak Perfected and how to get the catalyst in the heroic version of the mission. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, and enjoy your new exotic pulse rifle. I'll see you guys next time.